Hi, welcome to my studio. Join me today as I share how these little boxes, along with these books, help capture our December activities and adventures. Let's get in the studio. Okay, now we're at the studio table. I'm going to share where this project begins, and it all starts with these little boxes. Each one of them has an ornament inside, as well as an activity that we do each day, or at least for the 25 days in December. And we put these together every year. On Thanksgiving weekend, we come up with what our list will be. We change it up. Some days we keep year to year, some days we change out completely. It's whatever we feel like. And not all the activities are holiday related, but a lot of them are. So we have these boxes that sit under our tree, and we open and decorate the tree throughout the season. I'm going to put these aside and show you then the books that get built from these activities. So I have 3 books that I've completed. This is the 4th year that I will be doing it, and I'll be showing you that book coming together in this video. But I wanted to give you a little peek at the last 3 years in the albums. And all of these albums are actually knit and felted, but I am not a knitter. I always say I knit rectangles. That's all I do. And so these just are huge rectangles that get knit and then thrown in the washer and felted. And they can come out to be whatever size. Even though I use a formula for the books, all the yarn felts up differently, so I never know what the size will be. And as you can see from my different books over the years, they are quite different in size. So I always make the cover first, knit it, felt it up, and then I know what I can do with my base pages. And I'm going to give you a quick look through on the books. This was the first year, and this year I really enjoyed getting into the project. But the one thing that I learned throughout this year was I needed to come up with a simpler way of putting this together. Each of these pages was actually designed in the moment, on the fly, throughout the month of December. And while it was a lot of fun, it also took up a tremendous amount of time through what is usually a very busy season anyway. So after I had done that with this year, when I moved to the following year, which is this book, I wanted to make sure to do something that was a little easier to keep up with. And so I did a little bit of formula pages, kind of getting the bases done, having an overall plan, size of photos that were going to be printed, and just giving it a little bit more thought before I began. And that's how this book came together. And this one still had a bit of changes throughout the month, but it was quite a bit easier to put together. And then last year's book was even easier. This one definitely, all the pages were planned out ahead of time, and it was very, very quick and easy to keep up with throughout the season. And the way I did that was all of the pages were painted and designed and bound in the book. And then I had these envelopes, because one of the things I love to do with these books is to use what's in my stash. I don't necessarily want to go out and purchase everything that I use for them. So I had these envelopes and decided this would be a great way to design the pages and actually just have these little pullouts that would capture each of our days. And so I designed a template on the computer to print out the photos at the exact same size, so that it was very easy to fit them on here, to know they would fit. I didn't have to think about that throughout the season. And then I could write more on the back if I wanted to, by being able to pull it out and not have it flat on the page. So that was a lot of fun, and also made this season a lot easier to keep up with and not get behind on it or have to do 10 days at one time. So now moving on to this year's book. It's a woodsy kind of theme. It's got needle felted trees on the front cover, and then a very big 25 there that's been tacked down with some of that string. And now I want to walk you through the process of designing and building up those base pages to get this book ready to go, because December's just around the corner. So now I'm going to show you kind of the concept I've come up with for the base pages. So I got this craft card sheet at the store and went ahead and folded a bunch of them and cut to size. So very simple base pages, but has that kind of rustic look that I'm going for this year. So it was just simply to fold it over and cut it to size. So now I have all of the base pages. Then it was time to come up with an idea for what I wanted to put on the pages. And so I came across two things in my stash. I had these index cards from something. I have no idea why I had such a huge stash of them, but I thought this could be cool. I could do something with these. And then I also had this sketchbook journal with these blank pages in it. And I liked, again, that it had that kind of old, rustic kind of feel to it that could meet with the overall plan for the book. So I cut a bunch of these out and came up with kind of a plan to put these like this. And then with the index cards, I decided to paint them and add a little wood texture onto them, and that these will actually get laid over the top like this, which will create my base page. And then I decided that I wanted to have a little bit of decoration happening actually on the base page. So I decided to get out a stamp that I had created, just carved myself this kind of crisscross pattern, and a little white paint, and just went around the edges to give the base just a little bit of design. So I finished all the base pages and got them bound in the book, and got my 25 tacked down on the front. So this is now ready to go for our December adventures. And I did go ahead and add those Post-it numbers to the pages, and I made sure to wait until I had bound the book so that I didn't mess up and do them in the wrong order. And then I did go and cover the tape and the numbers with a little bit of the white paint just to kind of blend it in, and that tape was a little stark because it's kind of shiny, so I wanted to dull it down since this is kind of a rustic feel to the book. So now 2014 is ready to join in with all of the other books to capture our December fun. Check back on the blog throughout the month as I will share progress that I'm making throughout this. Thanks for watching.